I don't know. I think this is really messed up. Kanye West has been ordered to pay Kim Kardashian, who's worth $400, $500 million, $200,000 a month in child support.
That's nothing for him, though.
Still, $200,000 a month for someone who's involved in his kid's life.
Well,
and they're both super
she has
wealthy.
Full custody, right?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Full custody.
Well, she has the kids, I believe, the majority of the time.
She does have the kids, I think, 80% of the time right now.
But if you consider how much he's a billionaire, or used to be a billionaire, I don't think 200. I think that's ridiculous. Like, kids don't need $200,000 a year.
A month.
You don't have
a month.
a month. You don't have to pay somebody to support their kids $200,000 a month. That's ridiculous, especially when you have millions and millions of dollars.
Right.
But when you do the math on a percentage level, it's not that much.
Well, I think that's how they do it. That's how they figure it. It's based on.
But you don't need that. What kid needs support of $200,000 a month?
When your mom
already has
brings
hundreds
in
of millions
$50 to $100 million a year. I don't know. I don't know if it's just kind of like the principle of it. Like, well, I have them more than you, so I want you to pay me $200,000 a month. To me, she should just waive it. So I got it. I'll pay for them my stuff when they're with me, and you pay for when with you. We're both super rich.
Yeah.
Super rich. I do think, though, it's $200,000. What is it? $2.5 million a year.
Yeah,
it is nothing to him if he was a billionaire. I mean he has $999 million in 1 year. That money return, he could probably make $90 million and throw it away and still have the $1 billion left over. If you think about it.
Although he's lost a lot of money
That's
this year.
true.
He's lost a lot of money. I mean, he'll never have to work again, but he's lost a lot of money this year. I mean, last month or two, he's lost like what, $300-400 million in net worth, if not more.
Something like that.
Some said $1 billion in net worth. I'm like, what? Anyway, so Kim Kardashian and her kids will get $200,000 a month from him. He's also signing over a $4.5 million house to her, but she'll have to pay for the rest of it going forward. But it just seems odd.
If you think about this, too, with Kanye West, if he was a billionaire at one point, right, and, he has all these investments, and I guess his money got frozen by Adidas at one point. Did you know that?
Well, he had some IRS froze his accounts because he owes $50 million in taxes.
Well, he said that Adidas froze his account. And he couldn't. He went to a store with using an ATM debit card and got denied.
Kanye West was like, sorry, it's not going through. Like, huh?
But if like these years, like I would say a few years ago when the presidency changed over, a few years ago, the stock market did like 30% for 2 years straight.
Yes.
If Kanye West had $1 billion in there, he made $300 million without doing a single thing.
Right.
And the next year made another $300 million plus more because the investment on the $330 million. No,
right.
$390 million is what he made that second year. So he literally could have made $700 million in 2 years and thrown out the money and then still had $1 billion left.
That's crazy.
That's how hard it is to fathom these big numbers.
It really is hard. And then even $1 billion, was it 1,000 millions?
Something like that.
1,000 million.
99 million plus one, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you winning $1 million lottery ticket 1,000 times. 1,000 times.
So do you want to hear the most Kanye thing ever?
Yes.
So Forbes back in October estimated Kanye's new net worth after the Adidas deal fell through and all that stuff at $400 million. That's from real estate, cash, music catalog, and he owns 5% of Kim's Skims
So
line.
that's not liquid then.
Correct. So Kanye saw that and disagreed with it and sent a text message to Forbes saying, "You're right. I'm not worth $1 billion. It's $3.3 billion since none of y'all at Forbes know how to count."
None of y'all at Forbes. That's all they do is crunch numbers. But again, they can't know exactly. That is a totally Kanye thing. Yeah. He also said that he thought they were trying to put him in prison for tax evasion. And he said, listen, I am not the most literate person when it comes to finance, which I think is very relatable because I think most people aren't. They're like, well,
Kanye West said this?
Kanye West said, I'm not financially literate. He said, I grew up poor, and then all of a sudden at the age of like 25, 26, I have more money than I ever thought I'd have, and then I'm like running companies. So I'm kind of learning on the fly. I thought it was very non-Kanye of him to admit all this. But he said, he said he's going to pay his taxes, but he said, I have people that are supposed to be doing this for me, and they're like, oh, now you owe 50. Some are saying $75 million.
Because they'll do an audit. They do an audit. The audits are more frequent on rich people like that, right? Because they have so much money up for grabs that, one little thing that you failed to report or didn't process right,
yes,
for us would be like $75 we accidentally didn't pay the government. For him, it's $75 million.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
the number crunching.
I know.
If you think about the
Blows
difference,
my mind.
like one time it was Elon Musk. We were trying to figure out how much would the feel of money. Like if he walked into the room, and I think if he gave somebody $100,000, just gave him $100,000 to him, that felt like he gave somebody, to me, it would give somebody 10 cents. The feeling of money.
My gosh.
So, like, if he gave away $1 million at one point, it would feel like $1, something like that.
I think you're
Wow.
right because he's worth
It's
north of $200 billion.
Yeah, it's hard to fathom the number. Well, 200 million. Well, that's 1,000 millions 200 times.
Yeah.
To be at $200 billion.
Yeah, that's insane.
So like if he came in and just threw $1 billion in here, it would feel like he just threw $1. Sometimes I know people might drop 4 quarters on the ground and be like, I'm too lazy to get it.
Right.
But that's $1 million. The feeling would be to him that, but it's really $1 million. Maybe even
Man.
less. It might even be less. It might have been like 10 cents. I can't remember. Is it 10 cents or $1? The feeling
Either way, it's like nothing.
of giving somebody else $1 million.
That's why we're supposed to be tweeting him every day. I'm going to start doing it myself. I did for the first 3 days. Took over Twitter. I asked him for $1 million every day for 3 days, and I started feeling weird about it.
Yeah, he's not. You know, we gotta get creative. We can't just straight up ask.
Yeah.
Gotta do something to make him laugh.
Well, I
you
think
know?
I
He's-
said
Tweet it
he's
with a
into
picture
comedy.
of the Tesla in the back.
Well, I think in the third one I started getting desperate. Like I have a Tesla, which didn't help me because he probably thinks I have money, and it's very misleading.
Yeah.
Me having a Tesla is very misleading because there's a trade in. It was not brand new. Anyway, it actually saved me money getting one. It's a very odd story. Anyway, I do love it. I said I have a Tesla. I bought Dogecoin. What else did he have? I said I like your SpaceX rockets. Like I was trying to do like everything that he likes.
wanna
Did you
go to
really
space.
write this?
Huh?
You wrote this?
Yeah.
Now I'm secondhand embarrassed too.
Why would you be? Not if I
By
get that
just
million
writing that like that?
in a tweet.
Well,
I don't know.
We could put my Pontiac next to your Tesla and be like, not all of us have Teslas. We need $1 million.
Yeah.
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 Give me out
Do
the
that.
Pontiac.
If there's somebody that would respond,
But the thing
although he
is,
has 100.
remember that kid that was following Elon Musk's airplane
Yes.
with his tracking device?
Oh, yeah.
He only offered that kid $5,000 to stop.
Right.
And that's like, that wouldn't even feel like a penny to him.
Right. Well, I think he also didn't want to set a precedent where other people start doing it. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll get a big payday.
Yeah.
So he can do it on the low if he wants.
And he lives in like a box, so he's very frugal with his money.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
true.
like, what a waste.